Hello all, my name is Mars, and welcome back to the Rise of the Golden Idol, The Curse of the Last Reaper DLC. We have another scenario waiting for us, so let's just jump right into it. Sickness and health. The law of the jungle takes its toll. Okay, so let's take an inventory of the scene. Okay, so the person whose arms are shaking is someone holding a gun, pointing a gun at this woman. There's some dead people on the ground. This one looks very green. Okay. So, my punishment is the only reason I'm alive. Okay, so he avoided the illness that killed these men because of his punishment. I'm guessing it's an illness that killed these men. A, because of the green face, and B, because of the name of the chapter. He's got a watch. It's not letting us, like, click on it or anything. So maybe we have to, like, look at what time it is. I swear I didn't know. You won't shoot a sick woman, will you? She has spots all over her face, and it looks like she's crying blood. Yikes. The man is not breathing. Deaths. Okay, so he's got, like, a cane? Is that what it is? Or else that's, like, the tip of his rapier? These factors show that the pirate crew's deaths were caused by... I don't know. These factors show that Antoine Spilsbury's death was caused by... who knows? Okay, Antoine Spilsbury, that was the sponsor of the expedition, right? In 1927. The man is not breathing. He also has green skin. 474. The man is not breathing. We can't see his skin. Unless those are his hands. Okay, that's a tattoo on his hand. I thought that was... And there's his face, and there's his other hand. I thought this was like a cloth covering his face, but no. Okay. So those are the people. Tents? Oh god, we gotta decide who's in what tent. In both timelines, okay. Captain's Journal. Continuing our journey to destination, March 7th. Did what was supposed to be done. Bastard got what he wanted and what he deserved. What a jest. March 8th, heading back. Ada reports slight fever. March 9th, Ada has red marks. Twerp slept on duty. Couldn't keep his eyes open for 4 measly hours. Huh. Penalty of death by withholding something. I am truly a genius. Okay. Watch duty. Jacques Triton, Cyril Amiot, Tom Adkin, and Stefan Garner. Ada Baker exempt due to illness. Okay, so these are the people who, passed away. Jacques Triton, Cyril Amiot, Tom Adkin, and Stefan Garner. Hold on, I'm gonna go back to this one and take a look at the names in this book. Stefan Garner is alive. He was the powder monkey, that's what I thought. But Ada Baker, Tom Adkins, Cyril Amiot, and Jack Triton all died. That's why... And also Jimbo Jenkins? Who the hell is that? Okay, so Stefan Garner is the boy. It would seem. No, I need to go back to... This boy is saying, my punishment is the only reason I'm alive. So he supposedly survives this. So this is Stefan. Here we have the map. What about Jimbo Jenkins? Who's that? Who's that? Alright. Almighty Dagon. I saw the dreaded spitflies again. Avert marks of the deadly disease from my body. Take others. The witch claims she has a preventative cure for the fever in her kit. If this is true, give poor Tom a sign. Alright, I'm guessing that this is Tom's tent. He's talking about himself here. The witch claims she has a preventative cure for the fever in her kit, so he must be talking about the doctor there, so someone very superstitious. March 7. It is a sorrowful thing what befell Walter Keene. I liked him. He never hit me, not even once. Alright, Walter Keene, that's one of those names that I think comes from the first game. March 8th. Ah, drowsiness doth overtake me, and the witch proclaims herself stricken with illness. Okay. And then a doctor's kit. A big bag that only seems to have this in it. And shoes. The shoes must belong to this guy. Because he's the only one not wearing shoes. This must be the doctor's tent. Okay. Alright, I feel like that's everything I'm gonna get out of this scene for now. But now I need to look at what happened to this poor guy. The man is not breathing. And it looks like he ate a mushroom that he shouldn't have. His skin is red, his tongue is blue. Spirit Journey with Don Hernan. Yellow Amanita. Low levels of Neurozinth. Calming effect is suitable for loving-kindness meditation. Not to be confused with Wizard's Hat. Murky Cone Cup. Medium levels of Neurozinth. Gently discover your connection with the loving cosmos. Wizard's Hat. High levels of Neurozinth, where you can meet your shadow, for experienced practitioners only. So he was trying to eat magic mushrooms, basically, and he perhaps chose one that was a little bit too high for him. High level. So he ate this Wizard's Hat, which is clearly what this mushroom is. Expedition contract. Okay, so Antoine Spilsbury, when Radigan died, he gave all that extra money to himself. So that's a motive for someone else to have killed him. Come quick, Myrtle. Maybe we can still save him. Let's see. First Aid 101. Symptoms. Hallucinogen overdose is yellow and pink tongue. Suffocation is a blue tongue, so he must have choked on this thing. Damaged intestines is a purple tongue. Presence of nerve agent or head trauma. Manifests as dilated pupils mixed up of or heightened sensory inputs. Blue skin tone can be caused by low body temperature or oxygen deficit in blood. Normal skin tone and red skin tone can be caused by high body temperature or oxygen oversaturation in blood. Low oxygen can be caused by blocked airways, lung malfunction, heart malfunction, miscellaneous. Abnormal body temperature, typically caused by external environment. Some chemicals can also induce it. Blood agents, Firaxin, pink paste, used in industrial processing. If ingested, blocks organs' ability to retrieve oxygen from blood, causing suffocation, fatal. Adrenochrome, brown liquid, heart stimulant. If overdose, stops heart, fatal. Morticium, dark blue liquid, anti-parasite drug. If overdosed, causes extreme airway inflammation leading to blockage, fatal. Freak X, white pill, sleep drug. If overdosed, cools body, damages liver, fatal. Nerve agents. Curatil, purple liquid, hallucinogen. If overdosed, overheats body, damages all digestive systems, fatal. Vaunt 42, white powder, pesticide. If overdosed, overheats body, causes brain death, fatal. Promidose salt, white liquid, anesthetic. If overdosed, paralyzes lungs, fatal. Neurozinth, which is what we were hearing about earlier, yellow powder, hallucinogen. If overdosed, leads to extreme nausea, non-fatal. Okay, so the mushroom didn't kill him, unless he choked on it, which is a possibility because blue tongue causes suffocation, but I feel like that's not the direction the story is going because, yeah, choking is not an option here. an option of a thing that could kill him. It's just the drugs. And these diseases as well. Tropical diseases. Maladigitaria, spread by swamp mosquitoes. Symptoms: vomiting, high temperature, fever. Scarlet fever, spread by tropical spitfly. Symptoms: red pock marks, very high temperature, yellowing eyes. I think that this is what the doctor has, but it is not what the men in the death camp had. Black Raven whiskey, okay. There's a discarded bottle of whiskey over here. There's also what looks like there are cigarettes and a joint. I don't know what that is or why it's green. So Eliza and Jasper talking. Yes, it seems someone is living here, but don't you see, Eliza? They're not attacking us. They're trying to scare us away. That means they're themselves afraid, so we needn't be. We should push on. Still, Jasper, Mr. Monocle is afraid, and if he wants to return home, we can't refuse because he owns the ship. Surely you can see that as well as everyone. Well, Mr. Monocle is dead now, so... Ooh. Okay, so... That's Alita's body, and he's a member of the light cutters as well, it seems. The man is not breathing. Okay. So now let's take a look at the tents. Oh geez, okay. So a bunch of skulls, and then something to do with a flower. Some drawings. This could be Myrtle's bunk because she cares about animals. I don't know. Okay, they're not joints, they're cigars. And that's the same emblem that was on the dead guy's cigarette case, so... Yeah, this is his tent. Cigarettes. Telegraph equipment. Some kind of mustache powder. And a shaving kit. This must be his bunk, unless... Jasper looks like he needs a shave. Or at least... I don't know. So, cigarettes. We might have to refer back to other cases for this, because I know somebody here smokes cigarettes. I think Jasper smoked cigarettes, this brand of cigarettes. And he has the map, so this must be Jasper's tent. And this with the airplanes and the lipstick and the cigarettes. Probably Eliza's tent? Okay, let's figure out tents first. Alright. Cigarette case, easy. These cigarettes and belong to Jasper and the map. This guy whose name I forget needs a shaving kit because he has that glorious mustache that goes all the way around his head. The animals go with her and the planes go with Eliza. Okay, so now we need to go back here and figure out... I'm pretty sure that the bunk with the shoes belongs to the guy who is not wearing shoes currently. This is the doctor's tent. Let's see. He has a tattoo on his hand. He has a cane. A cane with a sword in it, probably. I liked him. He never hit me, not even once. So I'm guessing this goes off like nothing, but maybe the guy with the tattoo on his hand was a slave before, and that's why he has the tattoos on his hands. So I'm gonna guess that this tent belongs to him. And let's take another look at give poor Tom a sign. Where were the here? No. Penalty of death by withholding something. I am truly a genius. Withholding something from him. So withholding something that ultimately killed them. Who had the list of who was on guard? Like, these names. Where did I find that? Oh, here. Jacques Triton, Cyril Amiot, Tom Atkin, and Stephen Garner. Hold on, I'm gonna go back here again. Take a look in this book again. Tom Atkin was a seaman, so he was pretty low rank. Makes sense. Makes sense why he would be talking about himself in the third person. Walter Keane is the scrivener. He's already dead at this point. Okay. Nope. Not what I wanted to do. Okay. I don't even know. This must be... Okay, so this is the captain's journal. I'm guessing this guy is the captain. So he's there. You're not Tom, though. So one of these men must be Tom. You could very well... You must very well be one of these people. Where were you having your punishment? Drowsiness doth overtake me, and the witch proclaims herself stricken with illness. March 9th. Drowsiness doth overtake me. On March 8th. So they might have started getting sick on the 8th. And what was the day that he was like, I'm withholding something from the twerp? Couldn't keep his eyes open for 4 measly hours. I'm pretty sure that has something to do with, yeah, Stephen Garner has watched for 4 hours. So he's getting, I'm sorry, someone just slammed a door in my house. Got a little distracted. Okay. So they withheld something from him to punish him for falling asleep. What is... We know that this is the captain's place. He never hit me, not even once. I'm still guessing that... Oh, drowsiness overtakes me. That could be you talking, because you couldn't keep your eyes open for... you couldn't keep your eyes open for 4 hours. Okay, so that could honestly, it could be you who's here. And the shoes still belong to the guy who's not wearing shoes. Okay. Okay. Now we need to figure out the deaths. So, they have green skin. And what does green skin mean? Let's take a look in your book. Trusty book again. Blue skin tone, caused by low body temperature or oxygen deficit. So they could either be cold. Alright, I'm gonna write that down, just so I remember. There are 2 options here. They could be low body temperature or oxygen deficit. And oxygen deficit could be caused by many, many things. Blocked airways, lung malfunctions, or heart malfunction. Let's see, what other symptoms do they even have? Does he have dilated pupils? The other 2 men aren't showing their eyes. She obviously has scarlet fever. She was being bit by the mosquitoes. But she's not being poisoned by the same stuff that these guys were. So I'm gonna guess that it was a lack of oxygen in the blood. No, I'm not gonna guess that yet. Would his pupils be dilated? Are they any bigger than your pupils? Nerve agent or head trauma? I don't want to say that his eyes are dilated. Huh. I think his eyes are dilated. They look much starker in comparison to anyone else's, even the other dead guy. So, and the other men are covering their eyes, which seems like an important detail. So, I'm going to say there's a presence of a nerve agent, and now we just have to determine whether they have a cool body or a lack of oxygen in the blood. So we need to look at what the nerve agents are. Blood agents and nerve agents. Both of these overheat body. So both of these overheat bodies, so they wouldn't cause the skin to turn blue. Promedel salt paralyzes lungs, and that would cause an oxygen deficiency. I'm guessing that everybody was... Okay, this is my theory as to what happened. Everybody had scarlet fever. Okay, somehow the powder boy, Stefan, didn't have scarlet fever. He wasn't showing any symptoms. But everyone else did. And she was giving them anesthetic for... Hold on. I'm going to say lack of oxygen in blood and say that it was... Hold on, what was it? I'm not 100% on this, because it doesn't make sense that she would give everyone an anesthetic for scarlet fever. That wouldn't cure them. But for some reason, I'm gonna say Promedel salt. And we will see. I'm gonna check the doctor's cabin. She does have something white. Either a liquid or a powder in here. So it could very well be that she killed them all herself. Or gave them too much, I don't know. Let's figure out the death of Alistair, or Antoine. Antoine Spilsbury. He's suffocated. And he has a high body temperature or oxygen oversaturation. Suffocation. And either an overheated body or too much oxygen in the blood. Blocks organs' ability to retrieve oxygen from blood. So the blood would be over-oxygenated and it would cause suffocation. So I'm gonna guess Firaxin. Alright, everything is correct. Good. Now, how could the Firaxin have entered his body? It could be the whiskey. It could have been mixed in with his whiskey. Does anyone have any sort of pink paste in their room? Eliza has her makeup set, which I don't think would be the Firaxin. The mustache powder. Okay. Hold on, what is the Firaxin usually for? Industrial processing, so it would make sense that it might be in the mustache powder. Okay. So you killed him, is what I'm getting off this. Maybe we can still save him, but no. And I'm guessing the motive is because he was hoarding all of Olita's money for himself. Alright. In 1797, Ada Baker contracted scarlet fever. To prevent themselves from getting ill, the other three, Jacques Triton, Cyril Amiot, and Tom Atkin, consumed the promedil salt she provided. The remaining crew member, Stephen Garner, was refused the promedil salt, having slept on watch duty. However, the promedil salt was poisonous, which maybe they didn't realize, because this was a long time ago. So the three men died. In 1927, Antoine Spilsbury wanted the expedition terminated, because we know that that's what these two were talking about. Mr. Monocle wants to return home. After the body of Radigan Olita was discovered. To ensure that the expedition continued, what's the guy's name? Ivan Kearns killed Antoine Spilsbury with Firaxin. 2 or fewer incorrect. Okay. So what's something I'm absolutely sure of? Ada Baker contracted scarlet fever. Okay. Am I wrong about the scarlet fever? Hold on. Red pock marks, very high temperature, yellowing eyes. Let's take another look at her. Ada has red marks. Ada reports slight fever. Ada has a slight fever and Ada has red marks. The dreaded spit flies again. Okay, so it is scarlet fever. Okay, that's correct. She contracted scarlet fever. What am I wrong about then? Okay. Okay, so now 2 are correct. I think there's only 1 that's wrong. In which case... Did she contract nothing? She contracted nothing. Her symptoms didn't match up. I was thinking her symptoms didn't really match up. She didn't have yellowing eyes. Yellowing eyes was one of the symptoms of scarlet fever, and she didn't have that. And she only reported a slight fever, while scarlet fever gives you a very high fever. So she was lying about being ill. She lied about being ill so she could poison the men with her quote-unquote cure. Ada Baker painted red spots on her face to convince the crew she had scarlet fever. Okay. As the ship's surgeon, she prescribed them all a prophylactic antidote, which was actually poison. Only Stefan survived, as Captain Triton had denied him the dose, and then I guess that Stefan probably killed Ada when he shot her. When Antoine Spilsbury saw Radigan Olita's bloated body strung up like a scarecrow, he panicked and wanted to end the expedition. As the financier and ship owner, his decision would have been final. To prevent this from happening, Ivan Kearns laced Antoine's whiskey with a deadly pink paste, which he had kept in his tent disguised as mustache wax. I thought maybe it actually was mustache wax, but he knew it would be poison. Okay. That was quick. Dear Quick-Eye Steward, it has come to our attention that a new obsession has gripped Port Armando, the hunt for the legendary Captain Triton's treasure. We require you to proceed there immediately and investigate the matter thoroughly. Our sources suggest that the treasure may contain the fabled Lemurian artifact known as the Wish Bloom. According to legend, the Wish Bloom possesses the ability to grant wishes, though it does so in a perverse and twisted manner. Securing this artifact is of utmost importance to our organization. However, you are to exercise the highest degree of caution in its presence. We have enclosed a Lemurian text detailing the known properties and behaviors of the Wish Bloom. I would like to see it. Study it carefully. Finally, you will need to contact our initiate, whose details are provided over leaf. He will obey your orders and help you in this mission. Yours in the mask, Quick-Eye Master. Okay, so this is definitely from the first game. Yours in the mask? This is definitely talking about the cult that was in the first game. There's not a lot I remember from that first game, but those masks that the cultists wear, that's a very striking image. That is very easy to remember. Alright, and that looks like the captain, who we saw dead before. And hold on, that kind of looks like the logo that was on Antoine Spilsbury's cigarette case. I'm just gonna take another look at that. Oh yeah, that totally is. That absolutely is. This monkey symbol. But this is clearly an old letter. It'll all make sense in the end. Probably once we finish this last case. But we will do that next time. Until then, I have been Mars, and I will be back with more The Rise of the Golden Idol.